to bring you the game between McDowell and Johns Creek. Aubrey and I have been good friends for a long time. We've known each other for many years, and he's had some exciting ball clubs at Johns Creek. And he and I used to have some pretty good old games over in the old gym here at McDowell. He's one of the veterans in the 15th region coaching. And Aubrey, just how many years have you coached now?
If I get through this year, if nothing happens to me, Pete, it'll be 18 years.
18 years, that's a pretty good record to stay in this game that long.
Yeah, I've enjoyed every minute of it. Of course, it gets some heartache sometimes when you've got real good ball clubs and run up against a good one, or maybe run up against a team that you think you can beat. And just the fact, you know, luck's going to catch up with you sometimes, and they're going to upset you. And a lot of times the same thing happens in your favor. So it's been evened out pretty good. I've had a lot of success and a lot of enjoying years over the past 18 years.
Aubrey, do you know how many wins you have over those 18 years?
Right now, I've got 292 wins.
Gee, that's great. That's a good record, Aubrey. Listen, how is your team coming along this year? Now, I know they're young, and a lot of people don't know that, but when you have a young bunch of kids, you really don't put those 20-game seasons together. What you're doing, you're building for the 20-game seasons, hopefully in the next 2 or 3 years. Is that correct?
That's correct, Pete. Right now, I've got one senior on the ball club. I start 2 sophomore guards and 2 juniors as forwards. And right now, tonight, probably I won't start the senior. He's got hurt his leg in the last ball game, and I may let him go in and run up down the floor a couple of times, take him right out. I'm just going to wait and see. But we have got a real good ball club coming. We've run 2 out of our last 3 ball games. And we only got, what I say, blown out. We got beat down at Lexington, one of the Lexington schools, about 21, 22 points, and everything besides that's been 10 or under.
Aubrey, how do you feel about your tournament chances? Have you had your draw yet in your district?
Yes, we drew a bye. We drew Elkhorn City. Of course, that's on Mother Nature or luck, I guess, to take place. It's going to be held at Elkhorn City. So back early in the season, they beat us 1 point up there, and then later on, we had some discipline problems and one thing and another, and they came down to Johns Creek and beat us 8 points. So I look for a real good tournament, and with a little bit of luck and the determination these boys showed the past 3 or 4 ball games, I think we can be right in it.
Well, that's good news, Aubrey. I'm always pulling for you over there in Pike County. I know you played McDowell once before over at home, and McDowell pulled it out the last half on you. What are your plans tonight against McDowell? Do you have any special plans, and who are you going to try to stop?
Well, actually, I think, of course, I'm not saying this because you're here. I think if you stop your boy, you can stop McDowell because he's an excellent shot, and he also feeds the ball off real well. And about the only way you can do this is deny him the ball, and this turns out to be a pretty rough chore sometimes. So I think that Petey Jr. there is one of the premier guards in the area, and the guy from up Mullins, he's an excellent guard. We've got some real good young prospects in our section this year, Pete.
Well, you know, I've noticed that all over the area this year. We've got a lot of good young kids, and it's no reflection on Todd May. He's an excellent blue-chip ball player, but it seems like some of their kids, premier players, are not getting any publicity this year like they should.
Well, that's true. You know, Bobby's got an outstanding ball club up at Virgie, and really, I don't see, barring anything, unless they all just quit playing, that can keep him from going back to state tournament. But I'm like you. I think the newspapers and people in the news media are overlooking a number of good ball players. I got a Harrod boy out there that's a junior this year, averages close to 20 points a game. He's a real good leaper. And, of course, I'm one of the fellas that try to get everybody on the team in the scoring act. And but I think if he played on a team that would go to him consistently, he'd probably average 30, 35 points a ball game. He's a good kid.
Well, Aubrey, we're certainly glad to have you with us tonight, and welcome to McDowell's field house here so that you can go on with your game. I'm going to excuse you, and good luck to you the rest of the season except tonight. You know I have to pull for Daredevils.
I don't blame you a bit for that, Pete, but we've had some good times over the years, and I'm quite sure this will be another good ball game.
Thank you, Aubrey, and good luck to you in the tournament.
Thank you, Pete.
I'm going to call Coach David Turner in here right now to interview him prior to going into the dressing room. Coach, I know the time is short, but we'll let you make some comments here before you go in the dressing room.
Okay, we had our interview previous, but no sound, so we're redoing it here. We talked about the game we had the other night, the Sheldon Clark game, a big win. We were up by 30 points, ended up winning by 20. It was a big win, our 18th win of the season. We have 2 games coming up here shortly. Tonight, Johns Creek. Tomorrow night, Round County, ranked 15th in the state. We hope to hit our 20th win before the week's over. That's what we're shooting for.
Well, Coach Turner, I know that you've done a good job here at McDowell. You're shooting for your 6th 20-game win season out of 8, and that's good in anybody's league. So I want to compliment you on a job well done, and I do feel like that the Daredevils have a tremendous opportunity here if the boys continue to play as they have at times this past semester. I think you'll have a good shot at winning 20 games this year and kind of being a dark horse in the tournaments come March.
Right, we're playing well right now. We're used to any situation. We're developing about the way that I would like for us to. We're getting our boys mentally ready for the tournament at this particular time, and we're able to adjust to any situation on the floor. And we've made a defensive adjustment just recently, put Grigsby on the wing on our 1-3-1, Moore on the baseline, Steve Halbert at the point. It gives us a quicker release to Grigsby to push us down the floor quicker on the fast break. It gets us into offense quicker, and we're real pleased with the change.
Well, Coach, I think you got something going, and I know that you're going to have a lot of momentum going into the district tournament. And I just feel like that you got the type of team that can upset people and really can make a good representative in the regional or state tournament. So the Daredevils are coming on strong and having good momentum. And it looks like that tomorrow night we want to invite the people back out against one of the better teams in the state, Round County.
Yes, Coach. They're ranked 15th in the state at this particular time. I see it's getting close here. I better take the boys down, so good talking to you. See you later.
Thank you very much, Coach, for that interview. Coach Turner is ready to go into the dressing room, and in a few minutes we'll be right with you at the start of this basketball game. We're almost set now to go with tonight's basketball game between McDowell and Johns Creek. And with me is Marty Spurlock, our play-by-play announcer. Are you ready for tonight's game, Marty?
Ready as I'll ever be, Coach. Ready as I'll ever be.
Well, certainly I believe we might be a little better prepared tonight than we were against Sheldon Clark. Marty did a good job on the game play-by-play, and he's ready to go again tonight. And here he is with the starting lineups for tonight.
Well, first of all, Coach, we'd like to welcome the folks here to the E.B. Grigsby Fieldhouse tonight. Tonight, starting for the visiting Johns Creek Bearcats. Starting at center will be number 44, Kevin Blackburn. At the guard position will be number 10, Brian Birchfield. At number 12, David Rhodes. At the forward position will be number 32, Greg Howard. And number 34, Charlie Walter. Starting for the home team, the McDowell Daredevils, at the guard position will be number 35, Pete Grigsby. He will be partnered at the guard position by number 12, Stevie Halbert. Playing the post position for McDowell tonight will be number 52, Jimmy Turner. At the forward position for McDowell will be number 30, Roger Moore, and number 34, Frank Johnson. Coach, you've seen both of these teams play once already this year. Your comments as to what McDowell must do and what Johns Creek must do in order to win tonight's ball game.
Well, McDowell must continue to control the rebound situation and move a ball down the floor as they did against Sheldon Clark. and then they have to play pretty fair defense against this ball club. If McDowell does that, I believe that they'll be in charge of the game throughout. But if they can't control the tempo for some reason, then you've got to look for a Johns Creek team that could slow it down. They normally don't do it, but, that's a possibility tonight.
Thank you. We'll be right back for the start of tonight's ball game between the McDowell Daredevils and the Johns Creek Bearcats.
Here's the starting lineups for tonight's game. Rose at one guard, number 12. Birchfield, number 10. That's Kevin Blackburn. .32 is Howard, and 34 is Walters. There's Pete Grigsby, Steve Halbert, Jimmy Turner, the center, Roger Moore, one forward, and Frank Johnson, the other forward. We're about ready to go now. McDowell shooting for win number 19 against Johns Creek Bearcats and the McDowell Daredevils. I'm Pete Grigsby Jr. along with Marty Spurlock. And here's our game-of-game announcer, Marty. We're about ready to turn the game over to you now.
Thank you, Coach. We're anticipating a very well-played ball game tonight. Both teams are very well coached. Both teams very well prepared. Getting ready for the jump center to start the game. Our two officials tonight representing the Bluegrass Association out of Lexington. The ball goes up. This tip is controlled by Johns Creek. The ball goes up on it, rebounded off by Frank Johnson, throws a long pass down to Jimmy Turner, who holds up, gives to Petey Grigsby, who goes on the baseline, up, good. A good, nice 12-foot jump shot by Petey Grigsby.
That was a good shot, Marty, from the baseline.
Johns Creek coming back up the court. Number 12, David Rhodes with the ball. He goes to Birchfield. Birchfield back to Rhodes. Rhodes back to Birchfield. Birchfield driving, feeds down, stolen away by Frank Johnson, who gives to Grigsby. Grigsby running the ball down the court. Grigsby to Halbert. Halbert back to Moore. Moore back to Halbert. Halbert dribbling around the front of the horn. Setting up the play, gives to Grigsby on the right side. Grigsby drives baseline, feeds in the middle to Moore, up, good.
Oh, a good pass there in the circle from Grigsby to Moore. Marty, McDowell's in their 1-3-1 now. They're bringing it up high with some pressure.
This is not a new defense installed by McDowell, but a rejuvenated defense. They made a few changes on their positioning of their ball players. Number 32, Howard, takes a shot and makes it. Nice 20-foot jump shot from the corner. Howard with the ball coming back down across the timeline, bouncing on the top of the circle, feeds to the right side to Grigsby. Grigsby feeding low to Turner. Turner with one dribble and up. Good basket. Good pass and a good shot by Turner.
McDowell's moving the ball well, Marty, on offense.
Number 12, Rhodes, coming across the timeline for Johns Creek. Feeds on the left side here to Birchfield. Birchfield back to Rhodes. Rhodes dribbling across the corner. Feeds in the middle to Howard. Howard passing underneath to Walters, who is fouled by Moore.
Marty, McDowell's moving the ball well on offense. I noticed they're good crisp passing and looking for the open man.
They're starting out a little bit better this game than they did the last game against Sheldon Clark. There's Walters from the corner. No good. Johnson off with the rebound, feeding to Grigsby. Grigsby coming down the right side. Takes it all the way in. Puts it up good.
Good penetration and a good shot there. Going down the middle. It looks like McDowell's continuing more of the Sheldon Clark game, pushing that ball down real fast, getting good rebounds.
Good and strong rebounding off the board, pushing the ball down really fast. Here comes Rhodes for Johns Creek. Up across the timeline, feeds to Birchfield. Birchfield wrestled with by Halbert. He's tied up. We'll have a jump ball at center court.
I noticed
number 12.
McDowell was trapping out of that at half court tonight, Marty, out of their 1-3-1 zone.
Jump ball here, number 12 Halbert for McDowell, number 10 Birchfield for Johns Creek. Tip controlled by McDowell. Moore with the ball. Feeds across the timeline to Grigsby. He's dribbling on the front of the key. Grigsby feeds the right side to Halbert. Takes the shot. Up, no good. Ball comes off, I think, last tip by Johns Creek. Number 34 Walters had a hand on the ball. The ball will go back to McDowell. Turner will trigger it in. Turner triggering in to Grigsby. Grigsby to Moore. Moore, no good. Rebound comes off to Johns Creek to Walters. Walters gives it to Birchfield. Comes across the timeline. Birchfield over to Rhodes. Rhodes to Birchfield. Birchfield into Howard. Howard tries to go low to Walters. Ball stolen away by Grigsby, who feeds down long to Johnson. Lays it up and in.
Nice assist by Grigsby there. A good pass. And he intercepted the ball and made a good pass out of that zone defense. That 1-3-1, Marty, is working real good with good pressure at the center line for McDowell.
Score here in the first quarter with 5:13 to go. McDowell 10, Johns Creek 2. Coach, it seems that McDowell is playing with a little bit more intensity out of their 1-3-1 than they did the last game.
They're doing it earlier, too. You notice they got a good start tonight, scored 10-2. With less than 3 minutes played already. So they have really picked up the tempo and put a lot of pressure on the ball at the center line. I have some stats here from our statistician, and it shows 3 assists for Pete Grigsby already and 1 for Steve Halbert already. So the 2 guards have 4 assists, and we have 2 rebounds by Frank Johnson. So they're picking up where they left off after the Sheldon Clark game, and that looks like it's good news for McDowell fans.
They started off very shaky against Sheldon Clark in the first quarter, but came back out in the second quarter. Had a very strong quarter out of their guards and their forwards, and their intensity picked up, and it seems like it's carrying over into this game. Birchfield with the ball for Johns Creek. Feeds it to Rose on the top of the key. Feeds down low to Walters. Walters back to Birchfield. Birchfield feeds it into 44. That's Blackburn, who goes up with a shot and makes it. The goal is good.
Foul is on Roger Moore.
Foul on number 30, Roger Moore. Blackburn will be at the line, shooting 1 shot. No good. Rebound comes off to Halbert. Halbert's pushing the ball across the timeline. Feeds to Moore in the corner. Moore comes back around. Feeds across over to Grigsby. Grigsby trying to go up with the shot. Feeds it back out in front to Halbert. Halbert gives it back to Grigsby, who takes it around the horn, feeds down low. No, the ball is stolen away by Howard for Johns Creek, who gives to Rhodes. Rhodes bringing it across the timeline into Birchfield. Rhodes on the front of the key, Birchfield on the right side. Birchfield feeds it low to Walters. Walters into Howard. Howard goes up and in. Howard took it up and over Jimmy Turner on that play, Coach. McDowell signals for a timeout.
Coach Taylor made an adjustment against that 1-3-1. He put Howard, number 32, in a high post. And then when the ball went to the wing, he started sliding from high post to low post. And they were looking for him. So McDowell will have to keep that ball out of the high post. And when Howard slides down to the low post, well, they're going to have to prevent the pass going inside.
We've got a good game here in the first quarter, starting off with 4:17 to go in the quarter. A timeout on the court. The score, McDowell 10, Johns Creek 6. McDowell started off very quickly, very early, with a 10-2 lead in the first quarter. Johns Creek has scored the last 4 points to bring the score close at 10-6. Both coaches meeting with their players on the sideline as McDowell now comes back onto the court. They will have the ball on the side court here on the left side. Halbert triggers it into Grigsby, who brings it across the timeline for McDowell. Halbert with the ball on the top of the key, feeds to the left side to Moore. Moore back to Halbert on the front. Halbert dribbles twice, gives it to Grigsby. Grigsby coming across, feeds it low to Turner, who feeds it inside to Moore, who goes up, blocked. Moore back down with it, goes up again, good.
Nice Moore, second effort there by Moore.
Moore really hustling on the boards. really fighting after that shot. Rhodes with the ball for Johns Creek. Feeds it low to Blackburn. Blackburn coming across the lane, puts it up, no good. Walters with the rebound over Grigsby, puts it back up and in. Halbert with the ball for McDowell, coming back down. Feeds it on the left side to Moore. Moore takes it all the way across the court to Grigsby, who shoots a 20-footer, no good. Rebound, Johnson and Moore fighting for it. Walters comes off for Johns Creek. No, that's Howard. Howard tries to go to Rhodes, who the ball is stolen away by Moore, picked back up by Birchfield on a loose ball. Halbert down with the rebound. Throwing it, no, looking down, now throwing it long to Turner, who goes up with a soft layup up and in.
Nice pass from Stevie Halbert to Jimmy Turner. He looked down the floor and spotted a big man wide open.
Rhodes with the ball for Johns Creek now on the top of the circle. Rhodes feeding to the right side here to Birchfield. Birchfield low to Walters. Birchfield back over to Rhodes. Down to Blackburn, who tries to go inside of Walters and throws it away. The ball will come back to McDowell on the turnover. Grigsby triggering the ball in to Halbert. Halbert bringing him back up across the timeline. Halbert feeds on the left side to Moore. Back to Halbert. Back to Moore. Moore back out front to Halbert. Halbert calls his play, sets it up, comes around to Moore. Moore down in the corner to Johnson. Johnson pulls the trigger and good.
Nice shot by Frank Johnson there, Marty. I haven't seen that for a long time out of Frank. He very seldom shoots outside, but when he does, he hits her.
Johnson pulls off the rebound on the Johns Creek miss, takes it all the way down the court himself, lays it up, no good. The ball is fought for. Johns Creek Howard comes off with it. Howard going one-on-one on Grigsby, lays it up, no good. Moore down with it. Moore feeds it long to Turner. Turner had the ball and lost it.
Oh, gee, that looked like Blue kicked it out of bounds that time. Referee said so. It was different.
Turner and the Johns Creek boy, I think it was 34. Walters fighting for the ball. We've got a foul out front on Turner. Johns Creek will have the ball down low underneath. Birchfield will trigger it in for Johns Creek. He feeds it to Howard. Howard up with a 15-footer, no good. The ball comes off, tipped out of bounds by Moore. Johns Creek will have the ball back. Birchfield will trigger it in. Blackburn goes up with it. He's fouled by Johnson.
This Blackburn boy will do that underneath his boards. He's a pretty good ball player, and he's big, and he blocks out real good. He slipped right in there that time where he shouldn't have been, but he got the pass.
We might mention, Coach, that Johns Creek had a pretty fair football team this year. Blackburn looks to me like he headed the squad. Blackburn up with a free throw, no good. He'll get one more. Takes a couple of 3 dribbles, puts it up, no good. Rebound comes off to Johns Creek. Birchfield back up with it. No good. Turner coming off with it. Feeds out to Halbert. He runs it down the court. Takes his time. Going to take it all the way in. Up for the shot. No good. Moore down with the rebound. Puts it up. No good. But he's fouled on the shot.
Nice follow by Roger Moore there.
Moore angry with himself that he missed the shot. I think the foul was called on Walters for Johns Creek.
So far, Marty, the turnovers have been 4 for Johns Creek and only 1 for McDowell. That's quite a reversal of form since the other night.
Moore at the line for McDowell. Misses the first free throw. Here with 1:38 to go in the first quarter. McDowell leading Johns Creek 16-8. An 8-point lead. Roger Moore with his second free throw. Puts it up good. He got that one. McDowell full court press here after the free throw. Johnson and Grigsby trapping in the corner. Comes back on this side to Birchfield for Johns Creek. He's dribbling all the way down. Feeds it to Howard. Howard holds the ball up. Gives it back to Birchfield. 1 to shoot. Didn't. Passes it back into Howard. Howard to Blackburn in the corner. Rhodes out front. Over this side to Birchfield. Tried to go inside to Howard. Stolen away by Moore. Gives it to Grigsby. Grigsby's going to hustle it over the timeline. Holds up. Feeds down low to Turner. Turner going to go right up with a shot. Missed it. Moore tried for the tip. Missed the tip. Birchfield coming down with the rebound. Feeds on the right side to Rhodes. Feeds it back to Birchfield. Blocked by Turner. Turner hustling down the court, gets the block shot. Birchfield again with a 20-footer. Pulled down by Turner. Turner feeds it out to Grigsby. Grigsby's going to run her down. Going to try to beat the defense back. Goes all the way. He's clobbered. The basket goes in. We've got a foul on number 44, Blackburn. Grigsby stunned on that shot.
Nice move by Grigsby there, and a good layup because he was really clobbered on that shot.
Grigsby got up looking around, trying to find which truck hit him there. He's going to take his time before he shoots that free throw.
That's a bad foul late in a year like this. You could get a boy hurt and knock him out of a district tournament.
Grigsby going to shoot the free throw, puts it up, rolls it in. McDowell leading 20-8, 49 seconds to go in the quarter. Birchfield feeds it to Howard. Howard giving back to Walters. Walters is tripped.
Well, Roger was trying to get over in position that time, Marty, and he just got there a little late and stuck a foot out. He didn't mean to, but the boy tripped right over it.
McDowell really hustling tonight on their half-court defenses and their full-court press, putting a lot of pressure on Johns Creek. They're really having to work for their shots. Walters will be at the line, shooting one with a bonus. He puts up the shot. Comes off. Johnson with the rebound. He and Turner were fighting for it. He gives it off to Grigsby. Grigsby coming down the right side. Grigsby feeding back to Halbert.
That's a 3-2 defense, Marty, set up by Johns Creek. They've played it this whole quarter. 3-2. That's 3 men out and 2 under.
McDowell pulling it out, waiting for the last shot. 23 seconds to go in the quarter. McDowell leading 20-8. Halbert with it out front. Feeds on the right side to Grigsby. Goes low to Johnson. Johnson back to Grigsby up top. Grigsby brings it back, calls the play. Roger Moore taking it all the way in, up with a shot. Oh, in and out by Moore. Tough break. Here comes Johns Creek running back the other way. Rhodes takes it all in, feeds to Howard, puts it up and in. Moore trying to block the shot. Fouled him instead. I believe that's Moore's third personal foul, Coach.
3 fouls on Roger Moore. That's bad news for McDowell this early in the game. And Greg Short comes in to replace him. Coach Turner sends this steady back up forward. Greg Short, a senior, into the game for Roger, who is on the fouls list now with 3.
Howard converts the three-point play. The score 20-11 now. 2 seconds to go. Johnson takes one dribble, fires it, hits the back of the backboard and comes off. At the end of the first quarter, McDowell 20, Johns Creek 11. Coach, your assessment of the first quarter action.
Well, I really like the way McDowell came out, fired up, playing good with good intensity, and they were really hustling up and down the floor on playing both ends with defense and offense. They moved the ball well on offense, got a lot of good percentage shots again tonight, and I believe they were shooting a little better. Their shots were falling better this first quarter than the other night. Johns Creek, on the other hand, is a very aggressive team also, Marty. As you can tell, they back off from no one, and they play real hard basketball. They're a hard-nosed team. Coach Taylor has coached this way for 18 years, and when you play Johns Creek, you know you've been in a basketball game.
Johns Creek has played with a lot of intensity throughout their years as a high school. McDowell also has always been very aggressive. They were very aggressive tonight in their defense.
It was a better played quarter than the other night because Johns Creek had 5 turnovers, McDowell had 1. And I think that made a difference, that first quarter play the other night.
Starting the second quarter here, McDowell leading 20-11. Turner will jump against Walters. Turner controls the tip back to Halbert. Halbert brings it across the timeline, feeds it on the right side to Grigsby. Grigsby dribbling through the defense, tries to go to Turner, throws it away, comes out to Rhodes. Rhodes running all the way down the court, has Birchfield back with him. Rhodes will take the 10-footer, misses it. Halbert comes off the rebound. He's going to run it back the other way. He stops, pops, no good. Turner off with the rebound, going back up with it. Oh, he's fouled.
Another interesting statistic was McDowell led on the boards the first quarter, 11-8 that quarter.
So McDowell is commanding the boards tonight. Turner here with the 2 shots. Puts the first one up. Good. McDowell leading 21-11. 7:38 to go in the second quarter. Turner with his second shot. Puts it up. Good. Turner has very, very good touch from the free throw line, Coach. He seems to have good touch throughout his game. Birchfield over to Rhodes. Johns Creek handling the press. McDowell's making them work through it, but they are handling the press. Grigsby with the ball. He stops, pops from 15, got it.
Nice shot. Grigsby should have taken a shot, play down the floor earlier when he tried to pass it into Turner. He had the open shot, but didn't take it.
Oh, Halbert kicks the ball. Good defense by Halbert. Halbert very aggressive out here on the point of the 1-3-1, putting a lot of pressure on the guards, pressuring each pass. Rhodes really having to work the ball in. Howard gives it down low to Walters, who goes up and in. Here comes Grigsby across. Grigsby feeding low to Turner. Turner brings it out front to Halbert. Halbert wanted to shoot, couldn't. Feeds it over to Grigsby. He takes the 15-footer and got it.
Seems like he's found his shot tonight for sure, Marty.
Throughout the season, given the 15-footer by Grigsby, he'll bust it 8 out of 10 times. Walters with the ball down low, feeds it back out front to Birchfield. Going inside to Blackburn, who muscles it up and in. Short feeds it in to Grigsby. Grigsby coming across the timeline. Grigsby feeding low to Turner. Turner feeding in low to Johnson, who goes up with a pass. No good. Blackburn off with the rebound. Here comes Birchfield down. Birchfield gives it over to Rhodes. Rhodes looking, throws it down low to Blackburn, feeds it inside to Howard. Howard goes up with a shot. Oh, Walters with the inside position, going up with the rebound, put the basket back up and in, and he was fouled on the shot by Greg Short. Somebody missed an assignment on the block out there, Coach.
I'm afraid Grigsby did that time. He let this taller boy get over top of him, too. So he has to watch that when he's got about a 6'5" boy in there against him on the boards.
Johnson with the missed free throw. He gives the ball to Halbert, who brings it down. Taking his time, crosses the timeline with a lot of pressure from Rhodes. Johns Creek pulling the defense out. Grigsby feeds it low to Turner. Halbert with the 15-footer, no good. Halbert with the rebound. He follows his missed shot. Grigsby, he's going to go up. No, feeds it low. Tries to feed it low, but he's fouled.
Nice call by the ref. They got him across the arm there. Johns Creek is trapping out of that press or that 3-2 zone. And you see him double team the ball and everything. McDowell has not got the bonus yet. Johns Creek's in the bonus, so they have to take it out of bounds, Marty.
Both teams pressing out of their half-court defenses. McDowell with the 1-3-1. Johns Creek with the 3-2 as Johnson misses the 15-footer from the corner. Here comes Birchfield running the ball, gives it to Howard, who slows up play, gives it back out front to Birchfield, gives it over to Rhodes, goes down to Blackburn in the corner, who comes across the lane, feeds it to Howard. Howard goes up with a 10-footer and got it. 26-21. Johns Creek making a comeback here against McDowell with 5:10 to go in the second quarter. Short feeds it down low to Johnson. McDowell constantly looking inside for the big man, trying to get the ball low. Johns Creek putting a lot of pressure out of this. Halbert trying to make a pass. Short thought it was for Johnson. Johnson thought it was for Short. In essence, it goes right through him. Turnover for McDowell. Johns Creek coming back the other way. 26-21, 5-point lead for McDowell. 4:51 to go in the quarter. Birchfield with the ball out front. Birchfield feeds low to a wide open Blackburn. Goes up. Oh, they're going to call Blackburn for the charge. Good play by Short, getting over to defense the play.
Number three on Blackburn there, Marty. That's going to hurt the Johns Creek cause, as 3 fouls on Roger Morris hurt the McDowell cause.
Short made a good defensive play and getting over to protect that against the Blackburn down low. Grigsby and Halbert having to work really hard. Grigsby throws it down deep to Johnson. Johnson puts it up, misses it. Johnson battling back for the rebound. Feeds it down low to Turner. Turner with a reverse layup. Got it.
Good pass by Johnson. That was a beautiful pass to Turner for an assist for Johnson.
Johnson put the shot up on the board. Battled back for the rebound. Gives a good pass to Turner, who lays it up and in. Here we've got a new player in for Johns Creek. Number 5, Runyon, into the game. Runyon handled the ball out front with Rhodes as Birchfield moves down in the corner in Blackburn's position. Runyon with the ball here on the left side. Feeds it to Howard. Howard goes up with a shot. Intimidated by Turner. Had to alter his shot a little bit. Missed his shot. Short coming off with the rebound. Grigsby going all the way down the court. Puts it up. Misses it. Johnson with the offensive rebound. Puts it back up and in. Johnson is picking back up where he left off the other night, Coach, and battling on the boards.
Right, and there's a lot of contact out there tonight, Marty. Both teams are going
Johnson with the steal. Feeds it over to Halbert. Halbert lost the ball. Gets it back. Puts it up all the way. Goes good. Hobber really worked for that shot. We've got Birchfield for Johns Creek bringing it all the way across. Rhodes out front with it. Feeds on this side to Runyon. Runyon looking around, gives it back to Rhodes. Rhodes tries to go, looks inside to Howard, but brings it back on this side to Runyon. Runyon back out front to Rhodes. Rhodes back to Runyon. Runyon down low to Walters in the corner. Runyon back out front here. Johnson steals the ball again, going all the way in for the layup. Lays it up. Oh, rolls off. Missed it, but got the rebound back, put it back up. Shot it all the way over the goal. Rhodes down, throws it hard. Turner steals it. Throws it back to short. Oh, back and forth, like
beautiful
a yo-yo
transition game. Both teams going at it real hard.
Both teams working very hard. Looked like a yo-yo there, Coach, for a while.
It certainly did. I tell you, we didn't know which direction it was going for a while.
I thought I was watching a tennis match there. Here we've got Rhodes for Johns Creek back out front. 34-31. McDowell stretched their 5-point lead back out to 13. Walters with it down the corner. Runyon got it. Oh, Runyon tries to go inside, has the ball stolen away. Johnson gives it to Halbert. Halbert looks down. Oh, good play by Howard. Good defense by Howard. As Halbert tried to go to Turner, Howard in hustling knocks the ball out of bounds. Timeout on the court. Johns Creek with the timeout. Score with 2:25 to go in the second quarter. McDowell 34, Johns Creek 21.
McDowell has only committed 2 turnovers, Marty. I think that is the reason why you can see 34 points up there right now on the board. Johns Creek, in the meantime, has committed 7. McDowell also is moving the ball real well on offense, looking for the open man, and moving the ball down again on the fast break tonight. Now, I've always contended McDowell is best when they run. And in order to run, you have to rebound, play defense, and they're doing that tonight. They're playing with intensity. The only thing that happened there in the second quarter when Coach Taylor made a run at McDowell was he is posting his players high and low on the inside of the zone. Now, McDowell's got to front those people. If you let the pass go inside of your zone, you're asking for a lot of problems. And this is the reason that 44 and the other big boy were getting the ball inside and going to the basket with it. You got to cut out that pass to the high post and to the low post when you play a 1-3-1 zone.
Both teams playing with a whole lot of intensity. McDowell has the ball down low underneath their own basket on the side. Grigsby will trigger the ball inbounds. He's going to throw it way out here to Short. Short takes one dribble, gives it inside to Turner. Turner tries to make his move. Goes up with a turnaround jump shot. Got it. Turner with nice touch along the baseline. Rhodes for Johns Creek comes back up. He's trapped over there by Johnson and Halbert. Gives it to Birchfield. Birchfield goes inside to Howard. Howard with the turnaround, spinning move. Missed a shot. Grigsby down with a rebound after it was batted around. Throws it long to Halbert. Halbert all the way in with a layup. Missed the shot. Howard down with a rebound, feeding back out to Birchfield. Here comes Johns Creek running the other way. Birchfield goes all the way in. Grigsby comes off with the rebound again. Throws it long to Turner.
Good rebound, good pass.
Turner had a little trouble handling the ball. Feeds it back across to Halbert, who lays it up and in. Good play, good play. McDowell really in the transition game tonight, Coach. They're really transiting.
There's another steal there, Marty, and McDowell's going the other way again.
Halbert lays it up. Wow, shot. He did the only thing he could do. Here's Short with his steal. Back in. Turner with the rebound. Wild, wild, wild.
We have a little problem on the sideline. They just assessed the Johns Creek coach with a technical foul. The game got terribly rough there.
There was
and they're unhappy on the sidelines. But McDowell, Marty, going back to the game, Pete Grigsby made 2 terrific long passes from one end of the court to the other to men wide open. And Frank Johnson did the same after that. So you've got boys throwing that ball down the floor and looking. That means that they're really alert and playing very good basketball tonight.
Grigsby makes the first technical free throw. A technical has been assessed on the Johns Creek bench. The play got a little wild there before. Grigsby makes both technical free throws. McDowell will have the ball here on the side. Coach Taylor for Johns Creek is up expressing his views about the officiating tonight. The ball comes into Grigsby. Johns Creek trapping. Looks like a 1-2-1-1 half-court trap, Coach.
Yes, it is. They are trapping out of that press.
Grigsby down with the ball in the corner. Feeds it to Stumbo, who comes in the game for Turner. Stumbo is called for steps as he tried to make his move.
Oh, I thought that was a good move by Stumbo, but I guess the referee saw something we didn't.
Stumbo coming into the game for Jimmy Turner, playing the post position for McDowell. Rhodes feeds it on the side to Birchfield for Johns Creek. He takes the 20-footer, got it. Coach, I think Johns Creek's going to have to shoot that shot a little bit more. McDowell's cutting that inside pass off now.
That's right. Johns Creek's been looking for that inside pass, and McDowell has taken it away from him, which is good basketball by Coach Turner.
Johnson feeding the ball for McDowell back out front to Harbert. He goes back down the corner to Short. Short brings it back out front to Harbert. He goes back down the corner to Short. Short takes it all the way across the court to Grigsby. A long pass. Grigsby into Stumbo. Stumbo to Johnson. Johnson holding the ball. He brings it back out to Harbert. Harbert looking, gives it back to Grigsby. Grigsby making his move. Tries to make his move. The ball is slapped away. Here comes Birchfield for Johns Creek. Feeds it to Rhodes. Rhodes goes all the way in. Misses the layup. The ball was tapped up, but after the buzzer sounded. Here at the half, McDowell 42, Johns Creek 23. Coach, the game was 26-21, and McDowell proceeded to outscore Johns Creek in the next, I think, 4 minutes, 16-2. What do you attribute that to?
Well, I think Coach Turner had his troops to cut off the inside pass to the high post and low post. That was a pass that brought Johns Creek back to within 5 points of McDowell. And then he just put the pressure. He put the full court pressure and half court pressure to them. And they shut out the inside pass and forced Johns Creek to shoot outside. And when Johns Creek had to shoot outside, they just couldn't hit the basket. McDowell was able then to start controlling the defensive board, and then they had 4 or 5 consecutive runouts. So really it was good, intense play by McDowell on the boards and on defense, and then they didn't care to move the ball down the floor. I might mention one factor right now. I don't think McDowell has more than 3 or 4 turnovers this half. They only had 2 there up to about midway of the second quarter. They might have committed 2 there at the end. Okay, I'm corrected. I got my statistician here with me tonight, and he says we had 6 turnovers, which is still good for half a play. And when you don't commit those turnovers, Marty, that means that you're going to take more shots. And when you shoot more, you're going to make more baskets.
Coach, when you can get by with just 6 turnovers in the half, and if you average that for both halves with 12 turnovers in a game, you're going to have a good night. Johns Creek, on the other hand, I'd like to see their turnover ratio. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 turnovers in a half.
So that's almost twice the number of turnovers that McDowell had. And that is a big factor in the score right now. But I do believe McDowell's moving the ball on offense better and hitting their shots better than Johns Creek.
McDowell's 1-3-1 zone seems to be covering this whole half court. They're putting a lot of pressure on the Johns Creek players on just about every pass. Johns Creek on the other hand on the other end of the court, playing the 1-2-1-1 half court trapping zone pressure defense, is making McDowell work awful hard for their shot, but McDowell is being patient, working for the good shot, getting the good shot, and then if they miss the shot, they're crashing the board, getting the offensive rebound, and putting back up and in. Again, we'd like to stress the point that Johns Creek did have a run. They brought the score back to within 5 after McDowell had pulled out early to an 8-point lead. Johns Creek went on a run, cut this lead down to 5. The score was 26-21. McDowell then proceeded over the next 3 to 4 minutes to outscore Johns Creek 16-2. A lot of those were on a lot of turnovers by Johns Creek, a lot of runouts by McDowell. They were hustling on their defenses.
Marty, right now we are being entertained at halftime by the McDowell Majorettes, who are an extension of the McDowell High School Band under the direction of Mrs. Judy Looney. And you just saw them perform, and their sponsor is Sherry Lance. She does the Majorettes are sponsored by Mrs. Looney, along with Ernie Shelton. And you just saw these Majorettes on the floor entertaining us, and they are very fine performers. I'd like to present their names to the fans out there. They are Kim Moore, Jenny Martin, Tammy Clark, Chris Thornsberry, Frida Newsom, Sherry Tackett, and Mickey Bailey. They did a very fine job and at halftime here, and when you see them perform, I hope you will try to remember that they compete the year round in their field, and they do a very outstanding job under the direction of Mrs. Judy Looney. The McDowell cheerleaders, when we get them on camera again at a timeout, Marty, are sponsored by Sherry Lance. And these are the girls which do the cheerleading for the Daredevils, game in and game out, and they work awfully hard, and they do a very fine job. We've had a tradition also of good cheerleaders here at McDowell over the past many years. I'd like to give you the names of these young ladies who cheer for the boys throughout the ball season. They are Tiny Moore, Donna Reynolds, Turi Bentley, Alicia Mead, Sheila Sloan, Diane Newman, Amy Turner, Karen Stumbo, Carla Stumbo, Kelly Stumbo, Lisa Mitchell, and Madonna Tackett. These girls all do an outstanding job for us during the season. I'm going to let you give the scoring at halftime here, Marty, while I'll get with Mr. Hugo Miller, the principal of McDowell High School.
The scoring as in the first half here with 4:55 before the beginning of the second half. McDowell leading 42-23. First for the Bearcats of Johns Creek. They were led in scoring by number 32, Greg Howard, with 11 points. He was followed in scoring by number 34, Greg Walters, with 6. And number 44, Kevin Blackburn, with 6. The two guards, Barry Birchfield with 2 points. And David Rose, the other guard, did not score. Keith Runyon saw some action in the first half, but did not score. For the McDowell Daredevils, they were led in scoring by number 35, Petey Grigsby, with 13 points. He was followed by number 52, Jimmy Turner, with 12 points. Frank Johnson chipped in with 6, Roger Moore with 5, Stevie Halbert with 4, and Greg Short with 2. They were the only players, every player for McDowell that saw action in the first half scored, and we had a very good first half. The score is 42-23 McDowell. Now presenting to you in the on the court, Coach Pete Grigsby with the principal of McDowell High School, Hugo Miller.
With me right now at halftime is Mr. Hugo Miller, principal of McDowell High School. Congratulations to you on that victory the other night, and the Daredevils doing pretty good tonight too, aren't they?
Thank you, Mr. Grigsby. I give credit to the coaching staff of the Daredevils. I think that they're bringing the team along right now, right when it's necessary to bring them to a peak, getting them ready for the district tournament.
Well, I think it's a good time to be coming around in this basketball season, and I'm sure that the Daredevils are going to do well the rest of the year. Well, Mr. Miller, we know you're responsible for the academics and the athletic program, and the people who are looking at the athletic program tonight, or at least part of it. I'd like for you to tell the fans and the people in our area at McDowell a little bit about our academic programs.
Yes, Mr. Grigsby, we feel that we are meeting the needs of our students from the lowest to the college-bound student. We have a program here that will satisfy their academic needs. If I may, I might talk just briefly about some of these programs. For example, our English department, we feel is very strong. In addition to the traditional English courses, we offer journalism. We offer, an academic program or an honors program for our junior class. And we have a special class of oral communication that includes both speech, creative writing, and drama. In our science department, we offer the biology, advanced biology. We offer physiology and anatomy. We offer chemistry. And we feel that our people are doing an adequate job in that field. In our math department, we also offer geometry and advanced math, preparing our kids for college.
I know you have a very good program and a good curriculum. There's been many improvements since you've been principal here. The last, 6 years? You've been principal 6 years now.
About 6 years, yes.
There's been a lot of good improvements under Mr. Miller. What about some other improvements since you've been here about the physical facilities on campus?
Well, as you are aware, the gymnasium came into being the first year that I was here. And we are very proud of this facility, and we're very proud of our boys and girls that they have an opportunity to be in a facility such as this. In contrast to the old gym, this is a tremendous physical education plant, and it's a tremendous basketball arena as compared to the old gym. Other facilities that have been improved, upgraded, have been our high school. We have had a new ceiling, new lighting, new tile floor for that. And all of our buildings have been renovated, particularly with new ceilings and new lighting.
Thank you very much, Mr. Miller, for this interview. Good luck to you and the Daredevils, and may you keep the excellent work that you're doing going forward here at McDowell School. We all appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, and thank you for your support, cooperation with McDowell High School.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. Back to Marty up in the booth.
Here we are, almost ready to begin the second half. Score with McDowell leading 42-23. We're anticipating another real good half of basketball. I'm sure that Johns Creek will come out with trying to put a lot more pressure, trying to improve their shot selection here in the second half, trying to get back into the ball game. We're almost ready to start the second half with the second half jump. We'd like to take this opportunity to give a special thanks to our cameraman tonight, Roger Hayes, doing a fine job on the camera. He's giving you a lot of good shots of the game on the court, of the fans in the stands, and of the good-looking majorettes and cheerleaders who do a fine job here at these ball games. Again, a lot of thanks to our cameraman, Roger Hayes. McDowell controls the tip at the start of the half. Frank Johnson with the ball. He gives it to Moore down on the side. Moore brings it back out to Halbert. Halbert feeds it across the side to Grigsby. Goes down low to Johnson. Johnson trying to make his move on the line. Gives it to Turner. Turner puts it off the glass, up and good.
Nice pass by Johnson that time.
Here comes Rhodes for Johns Creek. Back across the timeline. Taking his time. Feeds it to Birchfield on the side. Birchfield looks inside to Howard. Howard tied up and fouled by Johnson. That'll be McDowell's first foul of this half. Johns Creek will have the ball underneath the basket. Birchfield triggering it in. Tries to go to Howard, knocked away by Johnson. It'll be Johns Creek's ball again.
McDowell's going to have to watch the foul trouble, Marty. That's 3 on Johnson and 3 on Moore.
McDowell getting into foul trouble. That could be a turning point in the game for Johns Creek to get them back into this ball game as they trail by 21 points now. Rhodes back out front for Johns Creek. Gives it on the side to Birchfield. Tries a 25-footer. No good. Johnson back with the rebound. Johns Creek's going to have to be more selective of the shots if they're to get back into this ball game. Turner down on the side with it. Feeds it in the middle to Moore. Good pass to Johnson, who takes it up and in.
Nice assist from Roger Moore there. Good play by McDowell.
The big men for McDowell working the ball real well underneath. Here we have Rhodes feeding to Birchfield on the side. Birchfield looking in. Rhodes gives it in to Howard. Goes up for the shot. No good. Johnson off for the rebound again. He's got a bundle of them tonight. He gives to Grigsby. He brings it across the timeline running. Tries a 15-footer. No good. Walters tries to come off of the ball, but fumbles it out of bounds. It'll be McDowell's ball underneath the basket. Turner will trigger it in. Calls his play. The ball, the boys break. Albert has the ball. Gives it to Moore. Tries the 20-footer. Good. Here comes Rhodes for Johns Creek. Feeds it up high to Howard, who turns from 10-foot. Got it.
That pass they got to prevent going in the high post, Marty. You're in trouble when you let it in the high post.
Grigsby back with the ball across the timeline. Feeds it down low underneath to Johnson, who hesitates, goes up and in. Good head and shoulder fake by Johnson. McDowell up by 25 points, 50
Another
to 25.
assist there by Grigsby. A nice pass from midcourt underneath to Johnson.
McDowell stretched their lead by 6 points again here in the second half. They're up 25 now. Howard with a spinning move. He's fouled on the shot by Turner. Coach, I overhear Coach Turner yelling to squeeze that inside pass off, just as you were commenting on.
Yeah, that's a pass that's causing them trouble right now, is a pass into the post.
Howard with 2 shots, makes the first. He's going to try another one. He got it. Grigsby with the ball here. He's coming across the timeline, feeds it across to Halbert. Halbert down to Moore on the side. Moore looking in, gives it out front to Grigsby, dribbles it down the middle, takes a 5-footer, got it.
Good movement of the ball by McDowell. They're doing an excellent job against that half-court pressure of Johns Creek.
McDowell being very patient in their offense tonight, working the ball for the good shot, and when it's there, they take it. Johns Creek with the ball back out front. Runyon in the game here. Feeds, the ball goes low to Howard, who turns and spins and puts it in. McDowell leading 52-29, 5:23 to go here in the third quarter. Halbert with the ball, takes his time, feeds it to Moore. Moore fakes it inside, brings it back out front to Halbert, back to Moore. The ball is knocked out of bounds by Howard from Johns Creek.
Oh, gee, looked like a little contact there across the way, but the refs must not have seen it.
No blood, no foul. Oh, it's stolen by Runyon. He makes a move on Halbert, working one-on-one, goes up from 5, got it. Grigsby bringing back the ball from McDowell. McDowell up by 21, 52-31. Grigsby giving to Halbert. Halbert trapped over there, gives it off to Moore, feeds it into Turner, who makes a good pass to Johnson, who missed the layup.
Oh, he missed a gimme. Tough luck, Frank.
Here comes Runyon for Johns Creek, feeds it to Rhodes. Oh, Howard yelling for the ball down in the corner, but not getting it. Birchfield with the ball. He looks around, takes the 20-footer, misses it. Grigsby had the rebound, lost it. Oh, they're going to call him for a foul, reaching in on Howard. Johns Creek will have the ball down underneath. Number 5, Runyon will trigger the ball in. He's looking, gives it in to Howard. Howard goes up from 20, no good. They're going to call a foul on Johnson. Is that his 4th, Coach?
That's his 4th foul. Now we're starting to get into a little foul trouble, and it could hurt McDowell.
4:31 to go here in the 4th quarter.
I'm sorry, I just had a correction on that. My statistician said that's 3 on Johnson.
3 on Johnson.
And Moore has 3, so we got to watch those foul troubles there.
Howard shooting 2 from the free throw line, makes the first one, 52-32. McDowell still leading by 20. 4:31 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Howard shooting the 2nd shot. Goes up and no good. Ball comes off to Turner. Turner gives it out to Halbert, who runs it across the timeline. He gives over to Grigsby. Grigsby looking inside, looking for the pass, gives to Halbert. Halbert works low to Johnson. Johnson head and shoulder fake, goes up, no good. He was fouled on the shot, though. Fouled by Walters, number 34. He'll go to the line with 2 shots. Coach McDowell seems to be very, very patient against this trapping zone defense by Johns Creek, and always seems to get the good shot, the good percentage shot.
Well, that's true, Marty. They're working the ball good out front, and then they move it down to the side, and then they hit the middle, or they hit the middle and look underneath as they play a double post against any half-court pressure. And they do a good job against half-court traps and pressure.
Johnson misses both free throws. Here comes Rhodes down with the ball. Rhodes looking around, sets his play up, gives it to Runyon on the right side. Runyon feeds to Walters. Walters looking inside for Howard. They're looking inside for Howard, trying to get it to him. Here comes Runyon. He fakes the jump shot, gives it to Walters. He takes it. He missed it. Moore had the rebound, tried to throw it back in as he's falling out of bounds, and Howard takes it and lays it up and in. Grigsby pushing the ball down. Uh-oh, he stops and pops. What's the call? Oh, they're going to call Howard.
Foul is on 32
foul.
for blocking. It looks to me like he was shooting the shot.
They called him before the shot.
My goodness, the boy was shooting the shot, and they don't even give him a shot. The fouls.
McDowell with the ball out of bounds, triggered into Grigsby. Grigsby looking across, gives to Halbert. Halbert back to Grigsby. Grigsby looking inside, wants to give it to Moore. He does finally. Moore turns with a 15-foot jump shot, missed it. Johnson with a rebound again, putting it back up and in.
He used his left hand on that. A good move by Frank underneath the basket.
Johnson playing a real tough game underneath the basket tonight. Runyon with the ball for Johns Creek, pumping it up and down on the right side. Gives it out front to Rhodes, back to Runyon. Runyon to Walters, tries to go inside. The ball is almost stolen away. Has it back to Howard. Howard looking, gives it back out front to Runyon. He's working, goes up with a shot, missed it. Moore off with the rebound. He feeds it out front to Grigsby, who's going to go all the way in for the layup. Oh, a little too hard. The ball comes back off to Walters from Johns Creek. He has Birchfield going the other way. Birchfield gives it off to Howard with the left hand up and in. Here comes McDowell back with the basketball. Petey Grigsby, the score 54-36. McDowell still leading by 18. Here comes Moore with the ball. Moore feeds it down the corner. He feeds it inside to Turner, and he's fouled by 32 Howard.
Still an awful lot of contact underneath the boards. Johns Creek plays very rough and physical. I think we saw this in Sheldon Clark the other night, but I believe Johns Creek is even more physical, Marty.
Grigsby gives the ball into Johnson. Johnson brings it out front to Hallbert. Goes back in the corner. Grigsby tried the 20-footer. No good. Johnson battling for that rebound. Oh, Hallbert could have come and got that ball. Rhodes trying again. Still misses it. Hallbert pulls the rebound off. Rhodes battling him. And Runyon with a good defensive play as he slapped the ball out of bounds in front of Turner. Hallbert's going to trigger it in for McDowell. He gives in to Grigsby. Grigsby is trapped. The ball was slapped out of his hands by Runyon. Hallbert to trigger it in again. He gives it in to Johnson. Johnson looking into Turner. Turner takes one dribble, goes up. No good. Johnson battling again, but this time it comes off to Howard. Howard gives it to Rhodes. Rhodes comes across the timeline. Always looking. Good steal by Moore. Uh-oh, we've got a foul on the other side. Hallbert and Rhodes going after the ball. Rhodes beat him to it, and Hallbert fouled him.
Play is getting a little ragged and a little rough. I think the refs need to be calling the game a little bit stricter right now. It's a bad time of season to let games get this rough and physical because it could hurt some player for the district tournament.
Rhodes will be on the line for Johns Creek, shooting one in the bonus. They are in the bonus situation here with 1:59 to go in the third quarter. McDowell leading 54-36. Rhodes missed the first shot. Turner coming off the rebound, stolen away by Walters. He turns and puts it up and in. Grigsby will bring it across the timeline. Moore dribbling, working on the baseline. Looking, gives it in to Turner. Turner with one dribble, goes up, no good. He was fouled. He was hammered that time. Hammered by Walters.
I think the physical play right now is bothering McDowell some. It's upset their tempo a little bit. I think you'll see them settle down, though, the rest of the quarter.
Turner up with a free throw, makes it 55-38. McDowell leading, 17 points. Turner, one dribble, pumps, good. 56-38 McDowell. Rhodes in with the ball. McDowell full court pressure now.
Good move by Coach Turner.
Oh, more a valiant effort. Birchfield coming down, 1-on-1 on 6'9" Turner. He made the move and laid it in. Birchfield with a nice move on the shot over Turner. McDowell coming back the other way, 56-40. McDowell leading. Hallbert with the ball out front for McDowell. He's looking, dribbles around, gives it in the corner to Johnson. Johnson looking. Ball slapped out of his hands. McDowell will have the ball down on the underneath the basket. Turner triggering into Johnson. Johnson looking. Gives it out to Grigsby. Grigsby goes in the middle to Moore. Moore goes up from 15. No good. Turner off with the rebound. Lays it up and in. Here comes 58-40 McDowell. 59 seconds to go here in the quarter. Inside to Howard. Howard spinning. Oh, they're going to call a foul on Turner on that shot. That was a close call.
Number 3 on Jimmy Turner. That means we have 3 boys in foul trouble out there. 3 fouls each, so we got to watch that.
All of the boys underneath are McDowell. Turner, Moore, and Johnson, all 3 playing with 3 fouls now. 53 seconds to go in the quarter. Howard shooting. Got it. 58-41 McDowell. Howard up with the second one. No good. Johnson off with the rebound. He gives to Grigsby. Grigsby looking around, holds it up. Going to take his time against this press. McDowell working hard. Grigsby gives it into Turner, gives it off to Moore. Moore goes up from 15. Got it. Good shot by Moore. Good shot. 60-41 McDowell, 34 seconds to go. The net got tangled up in the goal. The referee stopped the play. Here comes Johns Creek in with the ball again. Rhodes, number 12 for Johns Creek, bringing across the timeline, working. He gives it down in the corner to Birchfield. Birchfield making a move. They're going to call Moore for his 4th foul, Coach.
Looked like it's fairly close down there, but they called blocking on Roger. And that's his 4th foul. And here comes Greg Short into the game for Roger Moore. That's going to be a tough blow for McDowell to lose Roger at this stage of the game. It's still early. There's 8 minutes and 23 seconds left in this game, and Johns Creek is in the bonus, and McDowell isn't.
Birchfield with the shot, got it. 60-42. McDowell still with the 18-point lead. Both teams playing even so far this quarter. Birchfield misses his shot. Walters with the rebound, takes it up, got it. 60-46. The lead cut to 14 now. Grigsby with the ball. Grigsby trying to go. The ball slapped out of his hands. Johns Creek then returns the favor by throwing the ball out of bounds.
McDowell's having a difficult time. Johns Creek is fouling out of that press, and Grigsby's fouled 2 or 3 times, and no
ball
call.
Goes to Short. He turns with a jump shot. Got it at the buzzer.
Nice job, Greg.
Nice shot by Greg Short at the buzzer. McDowell leading 62-46 here at the end of the 3rd quarter. As Coach Grigsby mentioned to you before, we have the McDowell cheerleaders on the court. We'd like to introduce to you the cheerleaders again at this time. They are sponsored by Sherry Lance. Their cheerleaders are Tiny Moore, Donna Reynolds, Terry Bentley, Alicia Meade, Sheila Sloan, Diane Newman, Amy Turner, Karen Stumbo, Carla Stumbo, Kelly Stumbo, Lisa Mitchell, and Madonna Tackett. A very lovely young group of ladies. Most of these ladies are freshmen and sophomores, so they've got a lot of work here to McDowell ahead of them. Beginning of the 4th quarter, McDowell leading 62-46. Marty Spurlock here at the E.P. Grigsby Fieldhouse with Coach Grigsby, one of the former premier coaches in the state of Kentucky, probably the former premier coach in Eastern Kentucky, with the exception of maybe Coach Campbell and Coach Halbert of Martin and Garrett High School fame.
You're all too kind, Marty, all too kind there. I think the main thing here right now is this type of officiating, loose officiating, is bothering McDowell considerably right now.
McDowell controls the tip. Short with the ball. He's looking to give it to Halbert. Halbert going to bring it up across the timeline. He gives long to Johnson. Johnson tries to go long to Turner. Slapped the ball. Runyon for Johns Creek slaps the ball out of bounds. Turner is going to trigger it in. He gives it out long to Halbert. Halbert looking. He gives it over to Short. Short looking inside. Gives it inside to Turner. Turner trying to make the pass to Johnson. 1 and 2. Couldn't do it. Gives it back to Short. Short gives it back to Turner. Turner tried to go to Johnson that time. Tried to force it into him. Throw it away.
There's an example of what we mean by forcing the situation. If it's not there, don't try it. Look for the open man. They didn't look around the floor that time. Over and back, Marty.
Over and back. Over and back is the call. They've changed that rule a little bit this year, Coach. Can you expand on that?
Well, the man's body has to be in the front court and all the way in the back court before it's over and back. So that's exactly what they did.
Grigsby with a good pass low to Johnson. He missed a shot. Turner battling for the rebound. Takes it back up and in. Here comes Johns Creek back down the court. McDowell stretched their lead back out to 18, 64-46. Birchfield with the ball. Takes the 20-footer. No good. Walters pushed a little bit on that rebound, but got away with it. Rebound comes back out to Johnson. Johnson gives it off to Grigsby. Walters getting away with a little bit of pushing inside there, Coach.
They're pushing. They pushed 35.
Oh.
There was a foul over there, and the ref
Howard
didn't call
with the
that.
foul. Goes it all the way in. Shoots
There's
it
a
straight
foul
over
on
the
Halbert's
basket.
back.
Halbert trying
There's
to come up.
two
Goes in
fouls.
between them. The foul is finally called. Coach Grigsby calling the fouls for you here, and he finally got one right.
Gee whiz, the refs are just going to have to call the game tighter than this. It's very physical. A lot of contact, a lot of fouls. And as I said, McDowell's not used to this type of officiating, and I think it's hurting their play more than anything else at this time.
Coach, it might be mentioned these two officials do come out of Lexington. They might be a little anxious to get home tonight.
Apparently so, because they certainly aren't blowing the whistle enough.
Halbert 1-1, makes the first one. He'll get a second try. Bouncing it on the free throw line. He looks up, takes a deep breath, bounces a couple more times. He goes up with a shot. Good. Here comes McDowell back with their full court trap. Zoning all the way. Short trying to cut the ball off the timeline, giving the players time to get back. Birchfield with the ball on this side. Here goes Howard battling back again. Finally got it. Coach, Halbert seems to be getting a little bit tired out here on front.
Yes, he does. Period. This is a hard game. A lot of physical contact and a lot of running up and down the floor.
Johnson down low with it. Tries to pump fake. Miss it. Gives it back to Short. Back to Halbert out front to Grigsby. Grigsby going to move. Goes up from 15. No good. Turner with the tip. Back up with it again. Good. McDowell battling on the boards. Hitting the offensive boards very hard tonight. They lead 68-46. Up by 22. Almost stolen away. Is stolen away. Short has the ball. Gives it to Grigsby. Laying on the floor. Grigsby running up. Throws it to Turner. Turner goes up. Lays it in.
Nice job. Back down the floor by Greg Short, getting it out to Pete Grigsby and Grigsby to Turner. Nice job by all three people.
Here comes Runyon for Johns Creek, feeding it into. We've got a foul underneath. What are we calling? 32, Greg Short pushing from behind, got called with a foul. Howard will be at the free throw line, shooting one with a bonus. Coming back into the game for McDowell with 5:29 to go here in the fourth quarter. Roger Moore, he has 4 fouls. We'll see how long he lasts. Howard with the first one, 70-48.
Marty and McDowell went to their full court pressure, and that's brought them back up, you know. I believe that made them a little more aggressive.
Coach, I'm wondering about this score. Johns Creek shot 2 free throws that time and scored 4 points according to the scoreboard. 70-50.
That puts 3 fouls on Grigsby, so we have a situation that could be kind of serious, and we got to keep our eye on it. I'm sure Coach Turner is thinking about this situation with 4 fouls on Roger Moore and 3 on Frank Johnson and 3 on Grigsby.
Howard with the free throw, gets the first one, 70-51 McDowell. Their lead is 19 points, 5:22 to go here in the fourth quarter. Coach Grigsby mentioned to you that Petey Grigsby with 3 fouls, Roger Moore with 4, Frank Johnson with 3, and Jimmy Turner with 3. McDowell is in foul trouble. 5 minutes to go in the ball game. Roger Moore with the ball, gives low to Johnson. Johnson goes back into Moore. Moore working. Oh, he's fouled from behind by Howard. What's the foul situation for Johns Creek, Coach? Can we get some information on that?
I'll check it out in just a second.
Moore will be shooting 2 shots.
Looks like number 34 has 4 fouls on him. And 44, he hasn't been back in there. He has 3 fouls on him.
Roger Moore connects on both free throws, 72-52. McDowell's lead back to 20. Birchfield going all the way in, stops from 10, got it. Grigsby coming back up, 72-54. McDowell 18 points, 4:52 to go in the game. Grigsby gives to Halbert. Halbert working out front, takes it on the side, gives it to Turner. Grigsby breaks down the middle. Turner gives it over to Johnson underneath, takes it up and in. 74-54. Johnson working hard underneath the basket tonight. Has a bundle of points. Turner working with him also has a bundle of points. Birchfield for Johns Creek. Down in the corner. Gives it out front to Rhodes. Rhodes goes into Howard. Howard turns, misses everything. Roger Moore coming off of the ball. He's going to try to take it all the way himself. Loses it. He gives it to Birchfield. Birchfield goes from 5. He missed everything. Roger Moore battling for the rebound, and I think we've got Roger Moore calling for his 5th foul.
That looks like 5 fouls on Roger Moore, and here comes Greg Short back in for Moore for McDowell. Number 32, Greg Short.
Coach Moore came out for the rebound that time and come racing down the court, trying to take the ball himself. He should have given it up to the guard.
Yes, that's one basic rule that you should always follow is to get that ball out to a guard, and then as fast as he is, he can beat everybody down the floor for a return pass.
Howard for Johns Creek shot a bundle of free throws tonight. Oh, a good block by Turner. Walters back with the ball. Johnson off with the rebound. Johns Creek slapping and hacking. No foul call. Johnson waiting, gives it to Grigsby. Grigsby running up the court, goes in between 2 men, trying to go all the way, stops from 10, takes it up. Work, no good. Looks like Turner was pushed out of the way that time and no call. Comes Rhodes, going to take it all the way. Good. Oh, tries to go to, stolen away by Walters. Walters gives it to Runyon. Runyon's going to go all the way, stops. Got it. Little contact, no foul. No blood, no foul. Grigsby coming all the way. Grigsby going to go all the way. Turns from 10, no good. Oh, the play getting a little bit hectic. Turner with a good defensive play, almost makes the steal. The score 74-58. McDowell's lead cut to 16. 3:21 to go in the game. Johns Creek with the ball with a chance to cut it to 14. Rhodes with the ball, pumping up and down out front. Gives it to Birchfield on this side, goes up from 15, no good. Johns Creek battling for the rebound. They come off with it. Howard for Johns Creek off with the ball. Gives it to Rhodes. Rhodes to Runyon. Runyon down to Walters. Walters into Howard. Howard no good. Johnson off with the rebound. He dribbles out of pressure. He gives it to Howard. Howard instructed to slow it down for McDowell. He gives it inside to Short. Short shot block. He gets it back. Throws out to Halbert. Halbert instructed to slow it down. Brings it back out in front to Grigsby. Grigsby down in the corner to Johnson. Johnson head and shoulders. Gives it into Turner. Turner from 10. Got it. Good
nice
shot by
for
Turner.
Jimmy Dale.
Rhodes for Johns Creek out front. Gives it down low to Birchfield. Gives it back out front to Rhodes. Rhodes into Howard. Howard turning from 10. No good. Ball pulled off by Grigsby. Grigsby races out with it. Gonna run her down. Gives her to Turner. Turner going in. Oh, missed the dunk shot. Rescues rebound. Back up and in. Turner going for the slam dunk. Missed it. The ball come back off to him. He put it back up and in.
It seems to me, Marty, that without prejudice, when McDowell touches a Johns Creek player of his half, it's a foul, and they can draw blood, Johns Creek can, and 2 of them can hit our kids and push them, and they won't call a foul. I believe that Coach Taylor intimidated the referees on that technical foul there in the second quarter.
That was a ploy sometime used by you, Coach. I know.
I really feel that way, or I wouldn't say it.
Rhodes with a shot, got it, 1-1, score 78-59. I notice that happens a lot, Coach, in the officiating ranks. A coach will get up and yell at the beginning of a game with an official. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't.
Well, the better officials are going to call the game as they see it and call every foul when it occurs, regardless of who it's against.
Rhodes hits both free throws. Here we've got Johns Creek. Birchfield called for the charge. (78-60). McDowell leading by 18, 1:47 to go in this game. Coach McDowell is having an awful hard time getting the ball up and down the court. They are getting fouled and hacked a lot, but not getting called. Grigsby that time trying to get the ball down the court. I think anticipating the fouls a lot and gave a pass there that was a little bit too high to handle for Johnson.
Well, he had the adrenaline flowing, and he just threw the ball too high and hit the backboard.
Howard hits the first free throw, 79-60. Hits the second, 80-60 McDowell. 1:47 to go in the game. McDowell still trying to press after the free throws. They've trapped Runyon here. They're going to call kickball. It'll be Johns Creek's ball on the side. Runyon triggering into Rhodes. Rhodes with the ball out front. He's looking inside. Gives it to Birchfield in the corner. Birchfield looking inside. Gives it back out to Rhodes. Birchfield from the corner. 20-footer. No good. Grigsby off with the rebound. He's going. Gives it ahead to Johnson. Johnson's going to lay it up and in.
Nice play. Good pass, good hustle. McDowell back up by 22, 82-60.
Oh, almost stolen away by Johnson again. Howard trying to go into to Walters. Grigsby with the ball, coming back down, running with the ball. Always looking up, gives it off to Turner. Turner gives it in to Johnson. Easy layup up and in. A lot of good movement on that. Grigsby coming down the court all the way with his head in the air. Always looking for the pass. Gives it off to Turner. Turner dished it to Johnson. Johnson laid it in. Johns Creek coming back down the game, back down on this end of the court, scoring really quickly. The ball game almost over now. Both teams run. Oh, Harbert with a good move, good shot.
Good move by Stevie Harbert.
Greg Short steals
shot,
it in the
good
corner.
basket.
He's going to dribble out of it. Oh, he lost handle of it. 86-62. McDowell leading by 24. 29 seconds to go. Long pass to Walters. Oh, they're going to call him for steps. Too anxious. Walters got a little anxious on that play, Coach.
Yes, he did. He should have laid down the dribble if he was going to do what he did.
86-62, McDowell leading. Ball stole away to Howard. Howard called for double dribbling as he tries and tries and tries. Johns Creek not about to give up, Coach. 18 seconds to go.
No, they don't play that way. Coach Taylor has them hustling the entire 32 minutes.
Ball comes into Grigsby.
There's an example. Anything questionable this half goes to Johns Creek. I have to say it because McDowell has been getting clobbered this second half, and they won't call the fouls.
86-62, 16 seconds. Johns Creek with the ball underneath their own basket. McDowell setting up in a 2-3 zone and defensing the inbounds pass. Comes into Howard. Howard with 20. Up good. Johnson's going to bring it in. He gives it to Hallbert. Hallbert trapped, gives it to Johnson. Oh, Short lays it in before the buzzer. 88-64.
Greg Short on the last basket of the game, of the half, and McDowell wins 88-64, 24 points. Marty, almost identical score over Sheldon Clark. How can you attribute those two scores being so identical?
Well, Coach, McDowell played basically the same type of ball game in both games. They hustled in both games, worked hard in both games, both defensively and offensively. It seems that when you do hustle and you do run and work, the points come, the defense comes.
Well, when you play teams like Johns Creek, you're going to have to hustle because they really go after it 110%. And, of course, I think McDowell did an awfully good job tonight all the way through. They jumped out to an early lead, maintained that lead. When Johns Creek did make a run at them in the second quarter within 5 points, I think you and I both agree that there's where they denied the inside pass and started getting on the boards and getting their transition game going. And it appears like when Coach Turner wanted to get a good lead, he'd come out in the press against Johns Creek, and then he'd spurt back up to 20 or 22, 24-point lead. So they maintained that lead, but I am very disappointing in the officiating in the last half. It was very loose, and I'd hate to see any kid on either team get hurt prior to district tournament.
The officiating was very loose here in the second half. A lot of the calls favoring the Johns Creek side of the ball game. Very early in the game, the Johns Creek coach, Coach Taylor, was whistled for a technical foul. As a result, the officials, I believe, were just a little bit intimidated and kind of leaned toward Johns Creek here in the second half. here at the end of the ball game. McDowell wins it 88-64. We'll see you again tomorrow night as the host McDowell Daredevils will take on Rowan County, the 15th ranked team in the state. This will be a makeup game of a game that had been snowed out previously. Again, the final, McDowell 88, Johns Creek 64. Again, we'll see you tomorrow night.
Here we are, Marty, with the official score for the game done by Greg Johnson. And we want to compliment Greg for doing a heads-up job, a good job all season long, and keeping the score, and assistant Coach Turner.
Coach, before we do give the score, we'd like to take this opportunity again to thank our cameraman, Roger Hayes, for his fine work tonight.
That's right. We certainly appreciate that. And I might mention that McDowell had a whole bundle of rebounds and assists tonight. Maybe we can get to that later. Frank Johnson looks like he had 15 or 16 rebounds. Jimmy Turner, 12. Roger Moore, 6. Greg Short chipped in with 3 rebounds. Petey Grigsby with 4 rebounds. Steve Hobbert with 5 rebounds. The Daredevils are on the boards tonight. The assists are tremendous. I don't know when we've had this many assists on one ball club for this type of game. Looks like the leading player in assists was Pete Grigsby with 11. Steve Hobbert had 6. And Jimmy Turner, playing center, had 7 assists, which is a good performance in that department by a center. Roger Moore had 3 assists, and Frank Johnson had 5 assists, and Greg Short 1.
Coach, the players we mentioned several times during the ball game were playing very unselfishly, always looking for the open man and working for the good shot and always hitting the man when he was open.
I tell you, once again, McDowell has balanced scoring tonight. Marty, if you want to give that off there, we might tell the people that all 5 starters scored in double figures, which is a tremendous feat.
All 5 starters for McDowell did score in double figures. All players to see action for McDowell except for Jeff Stumbo scored. McDowell was led in scoring by Jimmy Turner with 28 points. Frank Johnson chipped in with another fine game, Coach, with 18 points. He was followed by Petey Grigsby with 15. Roger Moore with 11. And Stevie Halbert with a fine game with 10 points. Greg Short, who was a fine substitute player for McDowell tonight, with 6 points. Very
excellent production. Good production by McDowell tonight. 5 players in double figures.
Now for the scoring for Johns Creek. They were led in scoring by 32 Greg Howard. He shot a bundle of free throws tonight. He led Johns Creek with 31 points. He was followed by Walters with 10. Birchfield had 9. Blackburn with 4. Rhodes with 6. And Runyon, who saw action tonight also for Johns Creek, with 4 points. Number 14, Gormley, saw some action but did not score.
We have with us now Coach Turner, who has come from a dressing room, and I'm sure he's very elated over this nice victory tonight, scoring a 24-point victory over Johns Creek. Coach, how do you feel about that?
Well, I thought we had a good effort. I was real pleased with the way the mental approach that we took to the beginning of the game. Didn't you think we came out with a little bit of enthusiasm tonight, more so than we did against Sheldon Clark?
Yes, very much so. Marty and I commented on that several times. They were more intense, playing with emotion. They were hustling. They were in the flow of the game from the very beginning, and you only had 2 turnovers the first quarter.
Right, and 3 for the first half. We've been trying to instill the ideal of mental awareness of what we're trying to accomplish at the end of the season, and I'm getting the boys involved in it, and they're becoming closer over it, and really a good effort, and I want to compliment the boys. Even the ones I didn't put anybody in much tonight from the bench, and they still stayed up, and we had an assist night, didn't we?
You certainly did. Every boy chipped in with a bundle of assists. Even Jimmy Turner had 7, and Petey Grigsby had 11. Steve Hobart had 6. Roger Moore chipped in with 3 assists. Frank Johnson 5 assists, and Greg had 1 assist. So there's a tremendous amount of assists there in the game, and that shows how well the boys were moving the ball and hitting the open man.
Right. The defense, as you could see, keys on Grigsby, and they'll have 2 guys high on him. And what we have to do is, if he doesn't penetrate, then we've got to kick it around quick to the weak side. And I thought we did that well at times, and then sometimes we got a little stingy out there and tried to hold on to it and held it too long. But that's the reason you can see so many assists there. We worked it around to the weak side, and we got the ball into Jimmy Dale when we really needed to. Seems like we got it to him at the times when our lead was coming back down, and then we made another run. I think we had a 24-point lead 4 different times, and it went down back to 15, 16 points 4 different times.
That's right. I thought the thing that you did there that brought the score back up, too, besides that, was I noticed you'd come out in your full court press. It seemed like when you did that, but you'd spurt back up, too. I think it helped stop Johns Creek and get them out of the flow of their game. And at the same time, you were able to get your offense moving again. Coach, I was very well pleased with the performance of all 5 starters. You got them in double figures. Jimmy Dale led the team with 28. And you had next was 18 with Frank Johnson. And your big boys underneath the boards are coming through. And then Pete Grigsby had 15. And then you had Roger Moore 11 and Steve Hobart with 10. And you had all 5 starters in double figures.
Well, that's what you like. You like to have a situation like that every night. If you can do that, you're going to win. The thing that, we're making more and more of an effort to make a team effort every night. I think you can see that coming about. Now, the thing that is concerning me right now, and the people should realize that really the defensive effort from the other team, they're trying to get after my guard, and they're putting all kinds of pressure on him. And tonight I thought they fouled him a few times that wasn't called. And, and you can just take so many hacks and bangs, and then you're going to get a little upset. But he played, well, how many assists did he get?
I believe it was 11 or 12.
That's 22 points right there to go with his 15. So what do you got? 37 points.
He had a good night considering everything. Coach, I was very disappointed with the officiating in the last half.
Yeah.
I felt like that your boys would make a very meager foul or a timid foul or an accidental foul, and they were ready to call the fouls on us. Whereas on Johns Creek, they fouled half a dozen times before they'd finally call the foul. And underneath the boards, it was obvious over here, but they were pushing and shoving our boys on the boards. And it was a very physical, rough game all night long, and particularly the second half. What do you think caused that?
Had it not been for that, we would have won this ball game by 40 points. You don't want to cry too much about officiating, but we would have won this game by 40 points if they would have called the same type of situation. How many field goals did we outscore? They shot foul shots all night. At halftime, they had 5 fouls on them. One guy had 4.
Absolutely, and you were late getting in the bonus. You almost didn't get the bonus either half.
Just at 50 seconds, I think.
So, really, I didn't see any cause for that. I thought Coach Taylor intimidated them just before the half ended and kicked the chair up in the stands and got on the referees.
3 points for that. It went through the uprights.
Absolutely. But the second half, they stayed on the foul line, and we didn't hardly shoot any fouls.
Check the book and see what have they got the field goals added up? Isn't that it?
Greg got the book already.
They came, Coach, and got the book a while ago, but I guarantee you outscored them a bundle.
All right, one guy had 31 points. How many free throws did he have?
Well, it was quite a few, and I'm sure that you might have outscored them 20 field goals tonight.
We were concerned about a team that have a player the caliber of 32 posting up on us. We let that happen to us a few times. It was our own defensive fault, but when you get knocked and slapped and banged, you get a little a little tore up out there. How many free throws did he have?
Greg Howard looks like he had 10 or 12 field goals. I mean foul shots. 1, 2, 3, 10, 11 foul shots.
I bet he shot more than we did.
Yeah. He had 11 foul shots and 31 points in this scorebook, so that means he only had 5 field goals, but he had 11 foul shots. So really that was the thing that we pointed out tonight, that McDowell was able to play under these adverse physical conditions. And, Coach, I hope officiating's a little better than this from here on out, because it's possible to get a player hurt, and you don't want to get an injury right here before district tournament time.
Right. We'll have a different type of officials coming in here tomorrow night, and that worries me. They'll be calling it real tight, and our boys got knocked around tonight, so we may get in foul trouble tomorrow night because of this. You know, players don't know how to play. People will let someone roll their head one time, and then you just touch their uniform and it's a foul the next time, so you just don't know what to get ready for. We outscored them 8 field goals.
So that's Coach, that's win number 19. You roll them up one more and you got 20. How do you feel about that?
Well, I told the boys, that's the last thing I said to them in there in the dressing room. I said, tomorrow night can be number 20 if you want it. If you want it. If they come out here with the intensity and mental alertness that they started this ball game with and continue it all through the game, and we can stay out of foul trouble, we can win tomorrow night. There's no doubt about it. Round County will be, they're ranked 15th in the state, but I think we ought to be up there somewhere. We're not, but we should be.
Absolutely. You have a 19-9 record now, and you're going to play one of the better teams in the state, but so is McDowell. And last year you went down there and beat them 2 points on their home court. So I believe that McDowell can continue to play like they have in the past several weeks, Coach. I believe you'll win number 20 tomorrow night, even against a good ball team.
I hope so.
Well, Marty, once again, we're going to wrap this thing up. And do you have a comment here before we go? McDowell winning by 24 in a very good contest, a very rugged contest, but one I'm sure Coach Turner is very proud of with the teamwork and the assists and rebounds that they showed tonight. McDowell certainly is beginning to make their move strong before the district tournament.
Coach, I thought McDowell played an excellent game tonight. They started out with great intensity, ended up the game with great intensity, had good intensity all through the game. There was a point in the latter part of the third quarter, early part of the fourth quarter, where, as you mentioned previously, the officiating was kind of bad. McDowell got a little bit upset, a little bit down, maybe just a little bit worn out from being hit so much that they had a little bit of a lapse, but they come back in the last part of the game on a big spurt, went ahead, won the game 88-64. Very pleased with tonight's ball game. Very pleased with McDowell's effort. I thought we played a good game all the way around.
Absolutely. And all you fans out there, try to come out tomorrow night and see them play one of the better teams in the state. And Coach Turner and the Daredevils will be shooting for win number 20 on the season. And I'm confident that you'll get your money's worth if you come here to the field house and root the Daredevils on to victory.
Coach, we'd like to wrap up tonight's game. McDowell with a tremendous victory over the Johns Creek Bearcats, 88-64. I'll see you tomorrow night.
Be good to see you again tomorrow night, Marty. And we want to make one shot here of some important people before we leave the field house. At the end of the field house screen there now is our cheerleading sponsor, Shuri Lance, along with a very good fan there, Clint Stumbo, and a very tired but happy Frank Johnson. And Coach Turner has with him one of our most ardent fans and supporters, Jimmy Hall, our deputy dog here around McDowell High School, and our faithful bus driver. So all you fans come out tomorrow night and let's root the Daredevils on to victory and win number 20 on the season.